What is up, everybody? Welcome to Honky Tonk Tuesday. It's a little different. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but the floods that happened in Nashville has left the place I live at still without power. So I had to move some stuff around, and so we're doing Honky Tonk Tuesday from a different location. But I'm really excited about this, having Miss Suzy Bogguss on here, and just excited to hear her sing and hear some of her stories. But where's everybody watching from? I hope everybody's doing great. Everybody's had a great month. Holly, what's up? Steph, how are you doing? Susan, Rachel, good to see you guys joining us. If y'all have any questions, I'll be able to see comments and questions during here. So how's everybody been? Hope everybody's been good, feeling good. Things are starting to open up slowly. We've been doing a lot of work on the record, shooting a music video for the next song that comes out next month, and hopefully have time and date or month and date whenever we'll have the new record out. So that is all that's been happening. I've been writing a lot and just really excited for this new record. We got Whiskey and Rain is top 40 right now, country radio. Thanks to you guys. So anybody watching this, thank y'all for calling, requesting, and all the radio stations that have gave us the slot and the time during their radio time to believe in my music. It means the world to me. There's a lot of music coming out, especially now. So really appreciate it. But I am going to bring on the lady of the hour, y'all. I'm so excited to get to talk to Miss Suzy Bogguss. So everybody at Honky Tonk Tuesday, everybody watching all around the world, y'all please welcome Miss Suzy Bogguss.
Yay! Oh, that's so cool. It's great to be here. I thought I was supposed to be like all honky tonk out. I got wine and not, I'm like, oh, it's a honky tonk, right?
Hey, honky tonk's in the heart. It's from wherever you're feeling.
I see. I have a honky tonk heart.
You have a honky tonk heart. There you go. We might have to write that.
Not bad. Not bad.
How have you been?
I've been great. Just hanging, just sequestered in here, and
yeah.
It's really funny. It's like I ended up just kind of busying myself, trying to keep in touch with everybody and stuff. And so I've just been dreaming up projects. I've never been off the road this long since before I did this for a living. So it's been pretty it was pretty weird in the beginning, and then eventually I just started thinking, well, just do other stuff, do things that you can do and make it happen. So
everybody's always asking, did you do any new hobbies, pick up any new hobbies? I always utilize my time right. I was like, I don't think I'd pick up any new hobbies. I just did stuff that I like to do that I didn't have the time to do before because we were always on the road. So I said, I don't know if I picked up anything or if I just fell back in love with some of the old stuff that I wasn't able to do so much. But so were you? So I want to go back to when you came to town in the 80s, right? When you came to Nashville,
right?
And so back in that day, were you touring? Because I know that you were part of a troubadour band. Back?
Not a band. I just was a solo for many years. In fact, as soon as when I graduated college, I headed out and started working in the Rocky Mountains a lot. I ended up buying a camper truck and doing the whole live the dream with the German Shepherd and the whole deal. And I did that for about 5 years before it just dawned on me that, I had studied metalsmithing in college, silversmithing. And so I thought I was always going to be, looking for a cool place to settle down and start a jewelry lab and, make jewelry for a living. But I always had loved singing ever since I was a little kid. I was from a small town, just really didn't know anybody that had gone on to do it professionally. And so little by little, I just kept meeting people as I would travel from one place to another. And I would book myself into little coffee houses and listening rooms and bars and biker bars. Anything anybody would have me.
How do you pronounce your hometown? Is it Adello?
It's Aledo.
Aledo. I feel like I'm from Florida, so sometimes I might read things a little backwards. Aledo.
Well, I know you got Kissimmee, and my sister-in-law lives in Kissimmee.
Oh, Kissimmee.
Yeah, see there.
And so when I was reading on some stuff, and you and I kind of came up in the same way as far as I know that your grandmothers play piano, correct, in church.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
grandparents were a big influence, and my whole family getting into music, and my grandfather and introducing that into our family, and we had similar background as far as I didn't know what the heck to do. I just wanted to play music, and there was these bars that would let me play, and I'd go play these bars, and I think that that's such an important time in an artist's life, is playing those bars and, like you were saying, those coffee shops, to try to find your sound and find who you are as an artist. Especially coming from a small town where it seems like it's completely impossible to get from a small town to Nashville, Tennessee, or to the record deal, or to the Opry, or all the things that come with what these crazy dreams that we have are made up of. But so, what was it like when you signed your record deal with Capitol in 1987?
Oh my goodness. Well, I had come to Nashville, and I was in Nashville for about a year, and I was singing at Tony Roma's, which was a rib place that was kind of down around the Vanderbilt area, and it was kind of a late night spot. It was where all the waiters and waitresses and stuff and bartenders would come after hours. And so I literally played, my set was from 9 in the evening to 3 a.m. So it was, it was late.
You win.
So that was good for me, because I got to meet a lot of people that were, songwriters, a lot of people who were late night people. And so I worked there like 3 nights a week, and little by little, I started doing demos in the studios and getting some of that work for songwriters who wanted to pitch a song to a particular artist or whatever. And then while I was at Tony Roma's, some folks came in from Dollywood, and they had not yet opened the park. So I was there the first season that Dollywood was open, and I was their chick singer, whatever you call it, the sort of the, I did my show 4 sets at the train station, just me and my guitar, and then I played with the band and did the jamboree show at the end of the night. So those are some long days, and I learned a lot. I honed, just how to take care of yourself when you're singing 5 or 6 nights a week and 5 or 6 sets, and you're at work for 10 hours. It was, it was good for me. I got to open some concerts for Dolly too, actually.
Oh, that's a bucket list for everybody. I think everybody that doesn't sing wants to open a show for Dolly. We got a lot of people in here that's excited to hear you sing, and I'm going to let you pick whatever song you want to start this off with, and then we can talk.
I feel lame because I didn't really warm myself up here, so I'm gonna start out with something that'll blow out the cogs.
Got it.
Hopefully I'm somewhat tuned here. We just had a big storm blow up through here too, so.
Yeah, the good thing is here on HonkyTonk Tuesday, everybody's just getting off work and just chilling out and hanging out, so it's all relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah, that's so great. That's so great. Okay. Still feels like that sharp, but oh well. I'll just bang on it real hard and it'll be fine. I don't want to be standing here with this ticket to this outbound plane, 'cause I've been here before and somehow this doesn't feel the same. Well, talk is cheap, so we could talk all night long, and we may never figure out just where your love went wrong. And I don't want to be standing here, and I don't want to be talking here, and I don't really care who's to blame. If love won't fly on its own free will, gonna catch that outbound plane. The old folks say love's not forever anymore, because these young people walk away from love alone to face the truth. Young or old, I say that love is still the same, and you may Walk away from love at your forehead and heal again. Don't wanna be standing here tonight. Don't wanna be talking here tonight. Don't really care who's to blame. If love won't fly on its own free will, gonna catch that outbound plane. Ow, sorry. Two lonely hearts in this airport, no one neither cares. But that other heart is going good if love won't fly on its own free will. Gonna catch that outbound plane. I put hand cream on. That was a bad decision. That frown you're wearing's just a halo turned upside down. Where's the laughter we once shared back in lost and found? These broken wings are gonna leave me here to stand my ground. You can have this ticket, but I'm on the plane that's flying out. Don't wanna be standing here tonight. Don't wanna be talking here tonight. Don't really care who's to blame. If love won't fly on its own free will, gonna catch that outbound plane. If love won't fly on its own free will, gonna catch that outbound plane.
Yes. Oh, what a great song. What a great song.
Oh, Nancy Griffith and Tom Russell wrote that song, and I fell in love with the song. I used to clean the house to it when Nancy's record came out, and at one point I was just like, why? There's no reason I can't cover that song. I'm going to cover it, and it turned out to be a good thing. It was.
Hey, well, we're all happy that you did it.
It's a lot of fun.
We got some questions about what wine you're drinking tonight.
Oh goodness. I think I'm drinking like some cooking wine. It's not, it's not like actually cooking wine like you buy at the store. It's just kind of, it's like, it's a $2 chuck from Trader Joe's, you know.
It's your wine before the good wine.
Yes, definitely the kind that has a screw top that you can't smell.
The kind you keep for the everyday guest that's coming up
today. You know, I was trying to get that true honky-tonk vibe. I mean, if you had expensive wine, it couldn't be a honky-tonk, could it?
Hey, I'm drinking a little whiskey with you, so cheers.
Oh, cheers. Okay, so I saw your video today, and I just thought it was really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Your Whiskey and Rain. It was really cool.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy for you. You got a lot of stuff going on.
I really appreciate it. That video was a lot of fun to shoot. This whole new record, I'm really drawing a lot of the inspirations of the artists that inspired me through the 80s and the 90s, and really trying to pull a lot of that into what I'm doing now. And I went with to my director and Sean, and we all just met and talked about how we want to do this video, and it was his vision on how to kind of take it a different different turn on it and spin it around and do different levels of love and heartbreak and stuff. So I'm really glad thanks for checking it out. That means a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And it's just kind of fun watching you, as you're just kind of going from one couple to another, because I can actually kind of see somebody doing that, thinking, I don't want to be alone tonight. I'm just going to meet some folks and see what's going on, and maybe they can get me out of this,
That's
it's great.
That's it.
You ended up making some other people happy. So
I tried. I tried. It was set up in my favor, but we we tried.
Well, it's supposed to be.
What's funny is people always ask, and I don't know how you felt your first music video, but my first music video we did back in my hometown. So it was kind of like everybody that helped me get a record deal that was there in those bars that we spoke about earlier was there. So it kind of took the nervousness out of it. But the second one I did with just the film crew and the team,
Yeah,
and you really got to get in it's really fun creatively to do music videos because it's a whole different atmosphere than what we're doing in the studio. But
it's
it's a
true.
different thing for sure. Did you enjoy doing them?
I love doing videos,
Yeah.
but yeah, I needed a little. I had a little wine during my videos, most of them,
Yeah.
just to sort of, just
It-
because it does help you just relax and not be thinking about what the camera's doing, because you really don't know what this perspective is on you when you're shooting that stuff, unless you're like, you know, Spielberg acting in his own movie or something. I don't know. But I mean, it's best to just leave it to them and trust they know how to do the lights and they know how to make you look as good as possible. And so that just kind of always was my thing, is like, let's make sure that they're on the right or someplace there's a bottle of wine, because
that's
I'm gonna need to get
that's
into
well,
this thing.
and
And
that's
you need,
that's the
you're
weird part.
shooting all day too. So, usually it takes a long time to get all the different shots and get different people that are in the videos and stuff. And so you got to pace yourself. It's
Yeah.
not like you can just like take it out. Yeah.
It is. They
Yeah.
it's funny how many hours it takes to shoot a 3.5 minute video.
Very true. Very
How, you know,
true.
and you're right. Your creative control and some of it's gone because you don't know what it looks like. You don't know if what you did's right or what if you said it right. But you just gotta kind of trust the director and their team.
Yeah.
I saw a video of you 2017. I have notes right here. 2017. I want to say you were covering Merle Haggard's "If We Make It Through December"
Yeah.
from
That's
Music
probably,
City
yeah.
Roots, I
Oh,
believe.
right. Yeah. I did a whole album of Merle songs
So
in
that's what I was gonna
2004.
that's what I was gonna lead to was I grew up, my family, my grandfather, my dad, everybody I think was such big Merle Haggard fans as a writer. My family had their band, so he was very influential in what they were doing. And one of the first songs I ever learned was "Today I Started Loving You Again" and "Sing Me Back Home." And then I went to Brandon Man and Daddy Frank. So I grew up in a very uh, just a big fan of Merle Haggard and a family that was big fans of Merle Haggard and just his
Yeah.
story and his poetry. What got you into Merle Haggard and what made you want to be the one that stepped out and wanted to make a record in honoring him?
Well, I grew up in a small town, and my next door neighbor, kind of catty cornered from us, worked with my dad. They both, like several of the guys in the neighborhood worked at International Harvester. So my dad was a shop worker for all those years, and they carpooled to work. And so um, my dad loved country music, but my next door neighbor was an aspiring singer. And so he would sit out on the front steps and play Merle Haggard and all different songs, and us kids would put our pajamas on and come over and just hang out on the porch, and he would serenade us, and it usually started out with some kind of cute little songs that were good for kids. And then it was, DIVOR. And then we were like, oh God, that's terrifying. That's grown up stuff. I don't want to grow up. It's terrible.
Sounds horrible.
And, and this is back in like the late 60s. And so Merle was like still pretty young at this point. I mean, he was probably, I don't know, in his late 20s and probably already had like 3 kids. And it's just, our lives are much different now. It just, people don't necessarily start having, a lot of stuff going on in their lives until a little bit later now. It's like, he was probably married when he was 21, so that was
Yeah.
a real common thing. And I don't know, just the stories for me on the 8 tracks that my dad had in his 68 Polera, they were relatable because my father worked in the shops and he hung out at the VFW on Friday nights. We went to the catfish fry and
Yeah.
it was just real very small town, and the stories are just really relatable. And so I had fallen in love with him. And then, when I got to have my dad's car, and, I was old enough to drive it, I would blast that country music out the windows of my car and drive the loop in my little town. And everybody thought I was kind of a little crazy, but
I think you and I would have been real good friends if we'd have grown up around the same time. I was doing the same thing, and my buddies were showing me Limp Bizkit records, and I was trying to show them, Earl Thomas Conley's great hits. So it didn't. I was always kind of the weird one. But what's funny is they always come around to us within time.
They totally did. I remember like when I went away to school and I came back and everybody was listening to Tandy Tucker doing TNT and all this stuff, and I was like, I tried to tell you guys.
We were country before country was cool to some of them, but
that's right.
We're just ahead of the curve. What's one of your favorite Haggard songs? Is there any way we could hear a Merle Haggard song?
Sure. I wish you could sing with me. That would be so cool.
No. Hey, we need to do
something together where we can, with the latency thing.
Yeah,
it would be really scary.
Hey, I'm in for that offer anytime though.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of. What if I just give you a little taste of something?
Hey, whatever you feel, we're easy.
Well, let's chase each other around the room tonight. Let's play the games we played on our wedding night. To lock and bolt the door is only right. Let's chase each other around the room tonight. Seems like lately people love to play with fire, and the other games they play are just as bad. I'd rather stay at home and feel your burning lips and play the kind of games that make me glad. Oh, let's chase each other around the room tonight. Let's play the games we played on our wedding night. To lock and bolt the door is only right. Honey, let's chase each other around the room tonight. Yeah.
Come on, I love it. I love it. Thank you for that. Thank you. We have Lindsay that says I still have my poster that Suzy, Pam, and Terry signed.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I've been touring for the last 3 years. I've been doing some dates with Terry Clark and Pam Tillis, and we go out as Chicks with Hits. And it's really fun for us because basically we're the band. Pam plays some bass, I play some drums, Terry plays leads, and it's just the three of us on stage. We do harmonies for everybody's hits, and just tear it up, just have a really good time on stage, and it's just for us, it's just like it's fun. It's not like we're shredding or anything, but
this is a show
we're all pretty good musicians, and we really enjoy each other's company, and so the stories and all of that stuff is definitely part of the fun of the deal. And
I'm sure there's zero funniness going on with you three. On tour.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's pretty fun. And I say that the funnest time on the road with us is actually the mornings, because we're all kind of early risers, and so we're all up drinking coffee and reading the paper, and just talking about stuff. And Pam Tillis is so stinking funny, and she just would. Her morning personality is absolutely, it's precious. It's just so funny. It's like, it's a great way to wake up with somebody making you laugh.
Right. No doubt. Especially when you're on the road about 4 days in.
Yeah.
So is there, we got a guy on here, Steve's asking, where can he find dates once I know that things are not completely back up to normal, but when they are coming back, when
I thought he meant he wanted a date.
rocking, when all this quarantine stuff's over.
Yeah, it's so confusing. I mean, I don't know about you, but we've changed our lineup like twice already, and so most of our stuff moved to the fall. Still have a few things that are kind of pending for June and the summertime, but on my website, I try to keep things up to date and things that have been moved. It's just that the booking agents are going crazy right now. They just are trying to reschedule all of us, where we would have normally not had to all be working at exactly the same weekend and that sort of thing. It's they're challenged right now. I feel bad for them, but I've moved a lot of dates to 2022. So I'm going to be busy.
Can they find the Chicks with the Hits and Suzy Bogguss shows on Suzy Bogguss? Is it SuzyBogguss.com?
Yeah. I put both of them up there, and then I did want to tell you too that I do a show kind of like yours on Wednesdays. I do Wind Down Wednesday.
I love it.
Mine's at 5:00. And so if anybody, tomorrow is my 1-year anniversary. I've been doing it for a full year now.
No way.
Every Wednesday. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons, like when you asked me for that song, I was like, oh, because it's so weird when you're not doing your sets all the time. You don't have like 90 minutes of show all the time. It's like every week I work up 3 to 4 songs for Wind Down, and it's like I looked at there's one fella that keeps a post of all the songs that I've done, and I'm like, God, I've done like 150 songs so in 50 weeks, and it's like I don't hold on to that stuff that easily anymore. But it was just funny. It was like I was like, I haven't played a Merle song in a while. I don't know which one I will just pick out of that sky, because every one of them's good.
It's so funny. You're so right too. When you're off you go from playing 3 shows a week to not playing anything. You get out of that routine of being on the road or just being surrounded by music all the time. Whether that's playing on the bus, whatever. So you definitely, I definitely feel you on that. We had our first band show that we've had in a year, and there was a couple songs I saw on the set list, and I was like, I'm gonna hope I get through this one, even though we've had rehearsals and you have done everything. It was just that second guessing yourself of not knowing, is this really gonna be like riding a bike? Because even when you get on a bike after a few years, you're still a little wobbly on it. But so
do you ever have that thing? Do you ever have that thing where your brain is absolutely like locked up and it goes, I don't know what the next line is, and then it just somehow falls out of your mouth and you're like, oh, thank God.
More than I'm proud to admit. Yeah. There's so many times, especially on those dates where you haven't played a 90-minute set or maybe a 75-minute set in a while. You've done your 45 or an hour. So there's a couple of those songs where we don't play a lot. Only, you know how that is. You only throw them in when you need to kind of eat up some time, or take advantage of all. You want to play songs that people still know, but there's some that they just fit better in a bigger set. We don't play those a lot, so then when you do, you're scared to death. Now that's been that way for a year. But so Wind Down Wednesday, where can we find that at?
It's on Facebook Live, and I do it at 5 Central Time. So yeah, just go to my music page. It's just Suzy Bogguss Music, and and it's usually fun. I've had guests on my show. Now, Carlene Carter, she was completely had her vaccinations and stuff, and I've had Terry here. Some of the people were actually in my pod. They're just my good friends. So Kathy Mattea was here, Jeff Hanna was here, and Matresa Berg and Gretchen Peters were here, and it's mostly been people that that trust me enough to know that I haven't been crazy, and I try not to give them any viruses.
Right.
What kind of viruses? Try to kill it with the wine.
That's right. I'm with you. You know, alcohol kills a lot of stuff. So I think us and the entire community has been trying to take care of that as much as we could. What's one of your songs, if you can go back and or one that you could play for us, that I know that as an artist, we're always proud of our songs, and every song has a moment in our life or in a record, and that's why we wrote it or recorded it or decided to put it out. But is there one that really stands out that you play in moments like this that you feel like you could take somebody back to, and go, man, this is a song and that really sticks out?
Well, yeah, I was thinking I might do this song today, which it's an old cowboy song written by Ian Tyson. And when I was starting out and I was cutting my teeth and I was playing out west a lot, playing a lot of ski resorts and stuff, this was sort of like a staple in your set list. Everybody did this song in the West, and it just is. It's one of those songs that I just feel a connection to it, and it makes me happy when other people feel connected to it too. So I'll just give you a little Someday Soon. There's a young man that I know, his age is 21. Comes from down in southern Colorado, just out of the service. He's looking for his fun someday soon, going with him someday soon. My parents cannot stand him 'cause he rides rodeo. My father says that he will leave me crying. I would follow him right down the roughest road I know someday soon, going with him someday soon. But when it comes to call, my pa ain't got a good word to say. Yes, it's 'cause he's just as wild in his younger days. So blow, you old blue northern, blow my love to me. It's riding in the night from California. He loves his damn old rodeo as much as he loves me someday soon, going with him someday soon. When it comes to cold, my pa ain't got a word to say. Yes, it's 'cause he's just as wild in his younger days. Ooh, get up there. So blow, you old blue northern, blow my love to me. It's riding in the night from California. He loves his damned old rodeo as much as he loves me someday soon, going with him someday soon, someday soon, going with him someday soon. Shouldn't have worked in the yard today. The allergies are me.
That's so good. That song is one of those songs that it puts you right back to hearing it. I mean, it's just that classic. It's what every artist wants to have right. You know, it's just it's a timeless, such a timeless song. Like
It
so
is,
many.
and it's been covered by a lot of people through the years. You know, Judy Collins had a really great hit with it, and of course Mo Bandy did it, and Lynn Anderson did it. A lot of people recorded it, and it's just, you know, it's such a lovely story. So yeah, I have had the pleasure
One
of
things I
working
think
with
we
the
kind of went over
Tysons.
real quick. You kind of
Uh-huh.
just threw it out there, but I think that it's a really awesome thing, and there's a duo that's on Warner, the same label I'm on, and we share the same management. Their name's Walker County, and they're two sisters, and one of the
Uh-huh.
sisters plays guitar, and the other one plays drums. And I just want to point out, because I remember I did not know this,
Girls with
Miss Suzy,
drums.
that you started out with piano and drums, and then learned guitar.
Yeah, I started out, I'm just not, I'm not a piano player,
Yeah.
but I did start out with the piano lessons and that. But when my sister got married, she's a little bit older than me. When she got married, I was still, I guess I was still in junior high, and she left the guitar at home. And I was like, that's mine now.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so, yeah, so I really didn't pick up the guitar till I was about 13 or 14. And then it just, you know, became, you know, my best friend, you know,
Yeah.
just constantly had it in my hands as much as I could. So,
I just think
but
it's so awesome. You don't see enough female drummers, you know, and when I see like Walker County and I saw you, and I when I read that, I was like, I got to bring this up, because I think it's just such a, and the fact that you're playing drums while Pam's playing bass and Terry's playing guitar, in
yeah,
the Chicks, such an awesome thing, and I think it's just a really cool thing that I didn't know about you, that I wanted to point out.
yeah.
That
Well, I'm not playing a whole set with the girls. I have this really cool little drum box that I made out of my kids' art box, and it's got a mic in it, like, and it gives you the feeling. It's almost like a cajon, and you kind
okay,
of get the lows from, you know, from the outside edges, and then I've got a snare head on it, and I just rub the brushes across that, and so you get the brushes vibe. So, but you know, Pam and Terry and I, we all have a lot of ballads, but we also have a fair amount of up tempos, and it's so nice to have that backbeat. You
yeah,
know, I mean, you can do it, you know, great on guitar, but it's nice to have the backbeat of, you know, the drum vibe out there for us. It gives us a little more energy, and you know, we're playing a lot of larger venues, so it's like it works for us to kind of give us a little kick, you know.
yeah. Very well. Whenever things start popping back up, I want to come see a Chicks with Hits.
Cool.
No,
I hope you do.
no,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of all three. I think that's a show that we all need to see.
And I'm such a big fan of their songs, and I get to sing their songs with them, you know, and that's so cool to, you know, when sometimes people, for some reason, have the idea that female singers would be catty and competitive, and it's really not been the case, at least for me, especially in country music. It's just it's a very camaraderie, friendly kind of rooting for each other kind of thing, and it always has been, except those times when, you know, like Pam got a song that I wish I would have heard first, and I'm like, wish I had that song. One of my favorite stories is when Outbound Plane came out. Um, I ran into Tanya Tucker, and we were on the same label at the same time. And she said, I wish I had that song and you had a wart on your butt. Perfect Tanya line. I loved it. It's one of my favorite stories.
That is true. We all root for each other until somebody writes that one song. You're like, where was I when that idea was being?
I know.
Yeah.
Even some of my, you know, my, like Matresa and Gretchen, you know, it's like when they first started hearing about each other through hearing each other's songs, you know, it was like they'd hear a song and they'd just be like, I hate her.
Yeah.
How did she sing that song. That's too good. I hate her.
It's so true. It's so true. It's a like a family, but you're just competitive. You know,
Yes.
you want
Yes.
everybody to
Like,
win, but you still want to win too.
I was like, I thought of that idea, and now you've ruined it for me. I can't ever write
Right
that
now,
song.
no, I can't do it. Thank you for doing
Yes,
your career well and making me have to do something. Now I got to write something different. Now I got to go somewhere else to try to beat that. But
yeah.
well, is there what song can we do? We got a lot of requests for different ones here. Aces has
Okay.
been a lot. We have
Aces is right there. That's a good
uh,
one. I think I can pull it up. I've been feeling pretty good. Usually this season I get a lot of allergies and stuff, but
mhm.
I've been feeling pretty good. But I think maybe I was out there a little too long today.
Hey, it sounded great.
Hopefully nothing's gonna, like wreck the song for you.
Hey, you sounded
Okay.
it sounds beautiful. I promise you.
You know what? I'm gonna take it up one. I'm just so risky, just like so challenging myself that I'm gonna use my cheater. Let's see what goes. My old friend said to me, I ain't beyond what I'm supposed to be. Well, I don't know, could be true. I know I wasn't always there for you. And now you're ready to walk out. You're ready to run. Talk to me. Can't you see I would never want to do what it seems I've done? You can't deal with the aces and think I wouldn't play. Don't let this be the reason you would walk away. The things you think I should do, never understood that part of you. You know I've tried to be a friend. You feel undermined and hurt again. Now don't let it convince you. Please don't take it to heart. Compromise and realize you can never really run everything you start. You can't deal with the aces and think I wouldn't play. Don't let this be the reason you would walk away. I guess I said I couldn't see how things could turn out like they come to be. And if I lied, and if I knew, I was only trying to think of you. And now you're ready to walk out. You're ready to run. Talk to me. Can't you see I would never want to do what it seems I've done? You can't deal with the aces and think I wouldn't play. Don't let this be the reason you would walk away. Don't let this be reason you would walk away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
Thanks.
So what else do you have coming up? You got is there any shows for you coming up? You moved everything to fall, you said, still working on some of that stuff. Any new music?
Yeah. Yes, I have. I've been working on music. You know, it's like we all were coming up with like creative ideas of what to do. And so like when it first started out, you know, I started doing the Wind Down Wednesday thing. And you know, ended up being just like such a great, I bet you feel like this with your show too. It's like, I felt like I had a connection with people out there, even though I wasn't able to get to them. I still was having that weekly connection, and
Absolutely.
it really like kind of comforted me, you know, that, you know, it's not all over. You're still going to be able to play songs out on the road again. It's going to come back. But so I started thinking about recording again. I had a bunch of new songs and stuff, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. So I started out just recording one, and my husband's a recording engineer, which is pretty handy.
That's handy to have.
Yeah, and he does video too. So the first thing I did was I did a song that I put out in the summer. That's an old Finn Brothers song that I just have always loved this song, called Won't Give In. And we did a video for it. And I just played every instrument. I just played it all myself because, you know, we were kind of locked down. And so then the next thing I did was I brought Chris Scruggs in, and I had these new songs. And so we brought Chris in, and he played everything on one song. And eventually we figured out a way to put me in the laundry room and the drummer in the dining room and guitar upstairs and bass in the hallway. And we ended up cutting some more songs with full band. So yeah, so I got a bunch of stuff that I'm working on. And in the meantime, I put together like a subscription so that people could see how we're doing this, because it's so kooky. It's kind of, you know, there's comedy involved.
Yeah.
Some of the you know, kind of ways that you have to be creative. There's some comedy in there. So I have the subscription. So for $10 a month, people can be in my membership of the Suzy's Inner Circle. And then I send them these videos, and I send them cool old chestnuts, you know, things I did with other people in the past, and stuff from my mom's video archive. And then they get to see the recording as we're doing it. You know, every week I'll send them a little update on whether, you know, if I'm doing background vocals or if I have somebody in the studio, and they, you know, see how does the steel guitar sound when the guy's playing it and you don't hear anything else, and
Right.
stuff like that. So it's educational, and it's a lot of fun. And so that's been kind of a different kind of thing. It's a different way of doing crowdsourcing, other than you know, doing like a Kickstarter for the album.
Right.
I'm doing it like this, and I'm just trying to figure out, you know, I've got 9 songs so far, so I guess, you know, I'm just going to keep writing some songs.
Hey, keep on. Now, how can people sign up for that subscription? Can they go to your website?
Yeah, just go to my website. It's just a big purple circle there. It's called Suzy's Inner Circle. And so
I think we got some Inner Circle people watching. The Inner Circle is so much fun. I love being a part of it, Ashley.
Oh, yay, Ashley. Cool.
Mayor Ski, yeah. I think. I hope I didn't say her last name wrong. But that's such a great idea, because it has been such a weird time to create music. Thankfully, we have this technology to do these type of things. Like you said, we're all used to being on the road, and it becomes your therapy when you have that live interaction with fans and people that we're all come together for one thing, and that's a song, you know, or multiple songs that have brought us all together. And we, you know, don't want to stop that creating, and our worlds are always so fast paced that when they stop for good, you're like, the hell do we do? You know, where do we go? And being able to do that, you know, we did similar things. My producer was in his house in North Carolina. All the musicians did theirs from their home studio. I cut my vocals in my tour manager's front closet of his house, front room of his house. And we just did what we got to do. But I think it's such a great idea to give fans an insight on what a weird time this is for everybody. But
scenes, I think
absolutely.
you should do some of that. Should do some of that with I'm sure you've got, little tidbits and stuff. You might have already done that, but I think people would love to see, you guys working from different places and stuff. It's a brand new world out there.
It's something I don't think any of us thought we'd be going through right now, but hopefully we're coming out on the other side of it. But
I think we're getting there.
I'm going to be a fan and just ask, could we get one more of a Suzy Bogguss, whatever you would like to play, song, to send us out with?
Let me think of a song here. What do I know? Here's a good question for you.
And I always feel like anytime someone asks for requests, at least on my stuff, for me, it's the songs that I never play acoustic.
Right.
So
right.
This one. I don't play that one.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's hard. Yeah.
Cinderella.
My hubby's yelling at me from the next door here saying do Cinderella. All right, I'll do Cinderella.
I was going to request.
Hey, so I wrote this with Matresa Berg and Gary Harrison, and this is the first song that Matresa and I wrote together, and it cemented a great friendship and many more songs that we've written together, and tours and all sorts of stuff. So I would say, I wrote this back when we were young and we didn't know, how many of these things were going to come true. I mean, I've hung in there. I've stayed married for 34 years, but the gravity thing, I've got a problem with gravity.
No.
We believed in fairy tales that day, but watched your father give you away. Your aim was true and the pink bouquet fell right into my hand. We danced for hours, drank champagne. You screamed and laughed when I got up and sang, and then you rode away in a white Mustang to your castle in the sand. Through the years and the kids and the jobs and the dreams that lost their way, do you ever stop and wonder? Do you ever just want to say, hey, Cinderella, what's the story all about? I got a funny feeling we missed a page or two somehow. Oh, Cinderella, maybe you could help us out. Does the shoe fit you now? We're older, but no more the wise. We've learned the art of compromise. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, and sometimes we just break down. We're good now, 'cause we have to be. Come to terms with our vanity. Sometimes we still curse gravity when no one is around. Dolls gather dust in the corner of the attic. Bicycles rust in the rain. Still we walk in that fabled shadow. Sometimes we call her name. Hey, Cinderella, what's the story all about? I got a funny feeling we missed a page or two somehow. Oh, Cinderella, maybe you could help us out. Does a shoe fit you now? Cinderella, maybe you could help us out. Does a shoe fit you now? Does it fit you now? Cinderella. Hey, Cinderella.
Come on.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Tell
you
your
so
husband
much.
thanks for the request.
And yeah, he's sitting in the dark in the other room. I guess he's looking at his phone. I didn't know he was in there. I made him get me a wipe from my greasy hands.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time for being on here.
I'll look forward to us meeting live and in person and, you know, hanging out. And
hey, me too.
Pam and Terry come back and hang out with us.
Hey, well, we'll do an old school jam session. I'm down for that. Those are my favorites. And if anything I can ever be a guest or pop on some Wine Wednesday and
oh, that'd be awesome.
hang out, I would love to do. Cool. I would love to do it.
We'll trade out.
Let's do it. We'll trade. We'll trade. Thank you so much.
I love my people go your people.
I'll come. My people go your people, get the people together and let them do what their people do.
Well, good luck with your new song and with the new album and everything. It's a pleasure to meet you and hang out with you tonight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing this, and so it sounded incredible, and I really appreciate it a lot, and I know everybody here does as well. So thank you.
Okay. So
appreciate
see you later.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. How great was that? Hey, Cinderella, one of my favorite songs. Hope everybody had a great time. We are in the process of figuring out how we are going to continue doing this as things start opening up and where we go from there. So if anybody has any suggestions, you know, hit us up, let us know. But we got some things in the work to keep Honky Tonk Tuesday going. We're about to cross over 1 billion streams because of y'all. This whole thing started as something to do to hopefully bring some honky tonk music to everybody during quarantine. And honestly, as a country fan, as a fan of the 90s, fan of the 80s, fan of the men and women that paved the way for us to be able to do what we're doing now, I was wanting country concerts as well. And so it was something that I created for all of us, just to have an hour a week where we could have some fun, and y'all created what it is now. So we have another guest that we'll be announcing soon. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. Again, thanks again for Suzy Bogguss. Don't forget, SuzyBogguss.com, Chicks with Hits, Wine Wednesday. Y'all go join our inner circle so you can see how we're all creating music right now, which is a time we've, like no other for all of us, but definitely in the studio world and making a record. We've been, like I said, working on a video, 2 videos for the next 2 songs coming off the EP, and got some fun stuff coming out, and some shows that are going to be announced as things start rolling out. So I love you guys. Y'all be safe. Thank y'all for everything. We will be posting some more stuff about the music coming, and maybe we hop on here. We'll do a little old school honky tonk session, and I'll take some of y'all's requests that I've been getting in for some 90s songs, and we'll do a little surprise Honky Tonk Tuesday coming up. I don't know. Everything's in the works. You know what? It's our world. We can do whatever we want anyway, right? I hope you're having a great, safe night. And thank you again for everything, each and every one of you, everybody watching all over the world. I love you guys. Be safe, and I'll see y'all next Honky Tonk Tuesday. Love y'all.